I'm here to tell you guys. 3. Yo! What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Libra Views. I'm Charlene. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. So, child, I'm here to talk about all this BS that's been going online about this situation with Tammy Rivera and CVS, okay? But before we get into that, check out this commercial and we'll be right back. Hey guys, make sure you head over to Amazon.com to purchase my children's book, Mallory the Alley Cat, a special tale about a special tale. Mallory the Alley Cat teaches kids to embrace their differences, follow directions, and work hard, which will ultimately lead to positive things. Again, make sure you head over to Amazon.com and purchase Mallory the Alley Cat. I guarantee it's worth it. So as I said, we're here to talk about Miss Tammy Rivera and the whole CVS situation. So the other day, Tammy, I guess, was in CVS and she had a really bad experience with one of the workers there. And she went on her Instagram Live and she made this video.
Every other night, I know every person that works in this store. I came here to get some satin hair wrap and some dew growth oil. This lady sat here. She must be new. She sat here and she watched me on the aisle, acting like she was fixing stuff in the aisle. I'm watching her watch me, right?
She was opening
she watching me. I opened the pack. She said, Becky, she's watching me so hard that when I opened this pack, she said, don't do that. I said, who are you talking to? No, I said, who are you talking? You can say please. I said, who are you talking to?
I said,
don't do that. I said, if I'm buying this, I can do what I want. No, you cannot. Don't do that. I said, you've been watching me this whole. Pull the cameras back. You did. Pull the cameras back.
Okay.
Pull the cameras back. What you thought was I was a child or someone stealing because you sat there and you watched me on 2 hours and I watched you watch me and I didn't say anything. Not one thing.
I work here, yes.
Yeah, you do work here. And I come in here almost every other night. Every employee who works here knows me, but her. She must be new. But she sat there and watched me on the aisles. She sat there and watched me on the aisles and told me to not open. And it was the mannerism in which you spoke to me like I was a child. Don't do that. Why are you watching me from 2 hours away telling me not to open something that I'm about to pay for? And then she gonna tell me to leave the store. I told her to call the police.
And I did.
Girl. And she's still running her mouth. And she's still running her mouth. And you're still running your mouth. And you're about to be on Instagram to 7.5 million followers. So let that.
So as you can see, Tammy was highly upset because she felt like she was racially profiled. She felt like she was being followed in the store. She felt like she was spoken to disrespectfully and as a child after she opened the package. And she was asked to leave the store. When you go on Instagram and you read the comments, people are like, now, Tammy, you know you're not supposed to open stuff in the store. Now, girl, you know, if it was your store, you wouldn't want nobody opening up stuff in your store. Girl, you know that's against policy. So basically, you wanted them to let you open up what you wanted to open up in the store and do whatever you wanted to do. Okay, guys, let's use our comprehension skills, okay? We're not going to start at the middle of the store. We're going to start at the beginning. So she said, one, she was being followed in the store. Okay. So every aisle that Tammy was in, the young lady was following her. So that was offense number 1. Offense number 2 was when she opened the package, instead of the woman approaching her and saying, hey, you know, honestly, it's against our store policy to, you know, open up products. If you like, I can help you kind of look for and search for what you need so we can kind of isolate down what you want so you don't have to open up any other packages. I can hold this item up at the front for you, but that's against our store policy. We can't really have you opening stuff. So just let me know what assistance that you need because like moving forward, we just can't really have that happening. Done. But I think what people are missing is you think you can just go in there and do what you want? I was just talking to a friend not the other day, and I was saying that I noticed that ever since the pandemic happened, that customer service has completely plummeted. You can go to McDonald's, you can go to the mall, you can go anywhere, and the customer service has lacked so much. People have attitudes. People do not greet you when you walk into the store. I remember I was at McDonald's, I promise you, the other day, and I'm in a bubbly mood, and I'm like, hey, I give them the money, and when they give me my food, I'm like, thank you, and the guy just closes the window. Now, granted, I know he's not obligated, I guess to, tap dance for me. But, you could at least say you're welcome. I've really noticed that customer service has really declined. And what baffles me about people on the internet, they're like, girl, you ghetto. You thought that you just could open up a package. It wasn't about the fact that she opened up the package. Obviously, that's against store policy. Now, let me tell you one thing. I do that. Like, I might open up something and I might test it out. And if it's not what I want, I'll still buy that because I know I've ruined it. But then I'll go and get what I want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I do understand some people do open stuff and they just put it back. But that's not what Tammy's issue was. Tammy's issue was the customer service and the way that you went about handling a problem, okay? You don't follow somebody in a store. Let me start from the beginning. You don't not greet a customer when they walk in. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to CVS. You don't then follow them around. Now, did you ask her if she needed help with anything? Did you ask her how her day was? Did you ask her, hey, I noticed that you opened up that package. Is there something that you need help with? Because we're really not supposed to do that here. It was the customer service aspect of it. There's people all the time that do things knowingly and unknowingly that are against store policy. But it's up to the worker, the person that's being paid to service you, to show good customer service. Okay? Now, even when Tammy, if you notice, when Tammy was like talking to herself in the phone, the lady comes from behind the desk and stands by Tammy like she's security. Ma'am, I'm in my own space right now on my phone. You don't need to be right there like you security. And every time, and Tammy's not talking to her. I did say please. Well, I did say that. Well, I did do that. Her attitude was shitty. And I don't give a fuck. Customers are not always right, but customer service standards should be held upright. The customer is not always right. But that doesn't give you a right to disrespectfully deal with the customer, especially if they're not violently handling you. They're not robbing you. They're not knocking shit down in the stores. They're not vandalizing property. Now, if a girl hops across the goddamn, counter on your ass, you might have to two-piece her. If a person is like, you stupid ass Asian bitch, then I can kind of see how you can kind of get a little attitude with that. But Tammy did nothing to you. She opened up a package. And though, no, it's against store policy, there's a lot of things that are against store policy. And honestly, customer service has really just plummeted, So Just Hilarious, who's from Baltimore, commented on the Neighborhood Talk and was like, now Tammy. And then Tammy responded and said this. As you can see, Tammy's not having it with the bullshit. And let me tell you something. I like Just Hilarious. She's a funny girl. She's a very pretty girl. She has a nice body. But ever since Just Hilarious got caught up with exposing April's tea, who was her old friend, and talking to Moniece and telling all her old friends, I never respected Just Hilarious after that. I can't stand a bitch who you used to be friends with. Down like 4 flat tires. And then when you're not friends no more, you want to go and spread all that girl's tea. I don't like Just Hilarious for that. She's a funny girl. She's pretty. She's a kiki. But the bitch is phony and you can never trust. See, the telltale of a sign, and I know this ain't even got nothing to do with Tammy, but the telltale of a sign of a friend is how they, in a relationship, a family member, a co-worker, it's not how they handle situations in the good times. It's how they handle situations in the bad times. And if they are willing to throw you under the bus like that, they were never your friend. They never were loyal to you. They're only loyal to themselves. So I don't fuck with Just Hilarious like that anyway. But she caught herself trying to get in Tammy's ass a little bit. And Tammy came back and was like, bitch, relax with your phony ass. Okay. But then, my wheels started turning, and it brought me back to a video I remember watching from Bobby Holiday, who is a comedian from Philly. He's actually responsible for the KFC video that went viral when he walked up acting like he was a gay dude, and the whole squad came up on KFC and was like they were about to attack him. So he's responsible for that. And I remember not too long ago, he was doing a prank on this young lady who owned a boutique in Philly. And that's what he does. He goes around, he does pranks and, does funny shit or whatever. And he was being kind of rude. He was being kind of disrespectful, though it was a joke. I appreciated how that business owner handled him. Check this video out and just see what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh, anyway, yeah. Don't do me like that. I ain't chopping her out, no. Too many people getting killed.
No, I get it, but you right. He was just, that was.
Yeah, he just laughed right in my face like I wasn't even here.
I laughed in your face was like this. I turned around.
Oh, you turned around and laughed?
Yeah.
So I'm funny?
Wait.
Oh,
What's funny?
Yes, get with her, baby. Who the owner of the store, first of all? Oh, my God. Help me, Lord.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you was going to scratch me.
I'm just... Go ahead, babe. Finish.
She laughing now. Stop. Okay, thank you. Can you help me pick something out? I'm joking, man. Play with me. It's a joke. Yeah, so all I'm saying is just respect my ways and what I do and my voice.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, sir. You're absolutely right. So I think that was rude, period. It ain't even, we're not going to go back.
Wait a minute.
I don't know the store, and you was right.
Boop, boop. First of all, how you going to get with him and you on the phone with somebody? Boop, boop. That means stop the presses. You can laugh. That's okay now. That's funny. Yes.
I'm going to decline your services because we don't got no negative energy. So can you leave, please, sir?
You ever seen the episode?
So as you can see in that video, Bobby was like, you're laughing. Oh, you're doing this. And the woman was on her phone, but she said, you know what? He's right. He's a paying customer. Everybody leave him alone. You know what I mean? Even though he was being rude, even though he was being obnoxious, even though he was cracking jokes, the business owner was still very professional. And then when she couldn't handle his mouth anymore, you can even see, she was like, you know what, sir? She was still calling him sir. She said, can you please leave my store, please? We are positive vibes in here. The way that she handled that situation is how you're supposed to deal with somebody, whether they're being irate or whether they're not being irate. And what baffles me is that, it's like the person that's being paid and the person that's supposed to be serving you, it's like they get more, empathy, I guess, than the actual paying customer, which the paying customer is the reason why you had the job. Because if nobody was going to CVS, if Tammy wasn't going to CVS popping over bonnets and buying them, you wouldn't have a job, Miss Thing. So you can't be disrespectful to the very people that are responsible for pretty much you having a job. Now, I'm not talking about putting up with abuse. I'm not talking about if a motherfucker come and throw $20 of ones in your face or throw change across the, alley, the aisle, or, vulgarly cusses you out or vandalizes your store. Of course, handle your business. But somebody opening up a $3 bonnet, I don't think that calls for you, don't do that. Get out. I'm calling the police. Like, it's not that serious. Customer service and being nice and just having a delicate conversation can go a really long way. Now she probably lost her job, or at the very least she got transferred to another location, which might be further away from where she worked, when all she had to do was say, ma'am, that's against our store policy. If you need me to hold this up at the front for you, or if you even would like for me to help search for what you need, I can do that, but that's against our policy. We can't have you opening stuff. Point blank, period. I'm not understanding what nobody understands about that. But anyway, that's my video. Before we get out of here, check out this commercial. I have a cosmetic line called Libraviews Cosmetics. I sell 12 mink lashes and 12 glitter glosses for each zodiac sign. So check this out before we get out of here. So that's my video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think Tammy was wrong? Do you think the lady could have showed some more customer service? What do you think? Let me know. And until next time, deuces.